Good afternoon and welcome to the campus of Concordia University, Chicago. We are here at the Thunderdome for a doubleheader NAC conference matchup between the visiting Spartans of Aurora University and your Concordia University Chicago Cougars. Jack Rector on the bump for the Cougars today. Left-handed pitcher enters this afternoon. Owner of a 3.13 ERA. He is 0-1 across 6 appearances. This will be his 6th start. He's thrown 23 innings, allowed 21 hits in those innings, 8 runs, all of them earned, issued 17 walks, and struck out 30 in those 23 innings. He has a tall task today, trying to shut down one of the best lineups, not only in the conference, but in the region. Aurora enters today right in the thick of the NAC conference race, though they were swept earlier this week in a doubleheader by Benedictine. And it'll be Corey Vondra to start things off for the Spartans in this game.
We're glad to have you with us here.
Vondra, a preseason All-American, is having himself a very fine year. He has now started in all 28 of the games for the Spartans this season, batting a crisp .404 over 114 at-bats, 20 ribbies, a homer, a triple, 6 doubles. Slugging .500, getting on base at a .462 clip, and he takes ball 1 upstairs. We are underway. First pitch, 12:04 p.m., a crisp, beautiful 75 degrees, a great change of pace from what we've seen this spring for the most part, as ball 2 is taken upstairs. 2-0 the count on the senior Downers Grove native Corey Vondra. 2-0 taken upstairs, the count now 3-0. Vondra would be some good speed aboard. 4 stolen bases this season in 7 attempts. He waits for the 3-0 and takes all the way down the middle. Rector trying to work his way back into the count here, but now a very dangerous spot. 3-1. Vondra will look for one pitch here. And if it's out of the zone, he will certainly settle with getting on to lead off the game for his team. Takes again down the middle. Rector's worked it back full. It's 3-2. Wind blowing pretty much directly out. It will be a advantageous day for hitters to get the ball in the air. 3-2 to Vondra is fouled away. We'll do it once more. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Ball in the dirt. Picked up by Zavoli. He throws it down to Mariotti at first. Mariotti throws it around the horn. Jacob to Sandoval to Crater. Back to Rector. There's one away here in the first. Great job by Rector to come back there after falling behind in the count 3-0 to get the leadoff hitter Vondra. Nico Bermeo is now the batter. Like Vondra and like most starters in this Aurora lineup, he started in all 28 games now for the Spartans, batting .366. 1 homer, a triple, 8 doubles, 20 knocked in, slugging .505. And again, getting on base at a .457 clip is Bermeo. 1-1 offering is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2. Rector a chance here at back-to-back strikeouts to open things up for the Cougars. One, two upcoming. Upstairs, ball 2, count now even. Cougars from left to right around the infield. We just talked about it on the around the horn toss. Tyler Crater plays third. Sandoval at short. Christian Jacob, the second baseman. Brody Mariotti at first. Rector's battery mate is Michael Zavoli. Same lineup we saw the Cougars roll out in game one of their doubleheader sweep over Illinois Tech earlier this week. Outfield from left to right, Howie Hatton, Eli Hickman, and Gary Maynard. Payoff pitch coming here is foul down the line. We'll do it once more. So 2 full counts and as many batters. Spartans are making Rector work. We will see if the results follow. That ball is skied to right. Maynard makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Rector sends down the first 2 Spartans, and he now faces Justin Sartori, owner of the highest average on this Aurora team. He's batting .419. 7 homers, 46 knocked in. That is, both of those are also team highs. 9 doubles, slugging .743 as he gets into one to left here. Hatton just watches that one fly onto Division Street. First pitch chasing, and he didn't miss any part of that baseball. The Spartans take a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. So it becomes all the more important that Rector was able to retire those first 2 batters, in particular working back from 3-0 against Vondra in the leadoff spot. Solo home runs will not kill you, especially on a day like today. The ball is flying out. The Cougars are going to get their chance at the plate as strike 1 is fired in there to Jet Wedekind. Wedekind is the correct pronunciation as he shoots one down the third base line just past a diving Crater. Great effort from Crater. Wedekind slips running around first, and the Cougars will catch a break because he was thinking 2 out of the box there. And he's on now with a 2-out single. Dylan White now the batter. As is the case up and down this order, White enters with an average above 300. He's hitting .315 over 111 at-bats. 35 hits, 25 runs scored. He takes low for ball 1. Wind a little calmer now, but when it is blowing, it's blowing straight out. That ball is chopped to Sandoval at short. Up with it, throws across the diamond to Mariotti for out number 3. The Spartans get a run, however. They strike first. It's 1-0 Aurora, heading to the bottom of the first here at the Thunderdome. Welcome back here to the Thunderdome on the campus of Concordia University, Chicago. Howie Hatton steps in for the Cougars, who trail 1-0. He's in his typical spot in the leadoff part of the lineup today. He'll be followed by Elijah Hickman, Michael Zavoli in the 3-hole. Gary Maynard bats cleanup as ball 1 taken by Hatton. Brody Mariotti hits 5th. The DH Matt Uba bats 6th, followed by Christian Jacob, Tyler Crater, and Jaime Sandoval to close out the lineup as a strike is fired in by Aurora starting pitcher Jack Fisher to even the count at 1. Next pitch from Fisher is chopped foul down the third base line. He's ahead of Hatton now 1-2. Fisher has been fantastic for the Spartans this year. A 2.15 ERA, a 4-1 record. This is his 8th start, 9th appearance. He has a save in his non-start as he throws strike 3 by Hatton there on the outside part of the plate. 1 away here in the home half of the first for Elijah Hickman. 46 innings pitched for Fisher. That is most on the team. Just 11 earned runs in those 46 innings. Hickman swings and misses at strike 1, a little off the plate. 0-1 the count. 10 walks issued in 46 innings pitched. So Fisher will throw strikes, as that is a ball upstairs. Fisher works quick, throws strikes, though not there. Outside, 2-1. Hickman has been solid for the Cougars as of late at the plate and in center field. Comes in hitting .254. 14 runs scored on 15 hits. So a good guy to have at the top of the order as that ball is hit hard to second. He's also had some bad luck on some hard hit balls. Out number 2, it goes 4-3. And just like the top of the first started, 2 outs and nobody on. We'll see if Michael Zavoli can match the home run hit by the Spartans' 3-hole hitter, Justin Sartori, right here. First pitch to Zavoli, taken low for a ball. Cougars hit 3 home runs in their win over IIT in Game 1 earlier this week on Wednesday. Zavoli just missed a 4th deep off the wall in right field. If he got that one up into the wind today, it would certainly leave the park. And he has worked himself a 2-1 count here in his first at-bat of the afternoon. That is outside, 3-1. So a good hitter's count for Zavoli to pick out something and hit hard. The 3-1. Fouled away back behind us. The count runs full. Payoff pitch coming up here to the Cougar catcher. Chopped foul. He just stays alive. Gary Maynard waits on deck. He had one of the Cougar home runs in that Game 1 win over IIT. Cougars coming into today riding their longest winning streak of the season at 3, following that doubleheader sweep. That ball is hit to third. Third baseman has a little bit of trouble with it off the hop. We're going E5 on that as Zavoli finds his way on base for the middle of this Cougar lineup. As we mentioned, Maynard had a nice afternoon on Wednesday against Illinois Tech. Has moved around a little bit in the order this year. Typically, the Cougars rolled with him in the 3 spot and Mariotti at 4. Last week or so, though, Maynard has been doing the cleanup duties with Mariotti following him. I'd say it went pretty well for the Cougars on Wednesday. They hit back-to-back home runs in the 7th to put the Cougars up 9-0. That eventually led to a run rule victory over the Scarlet Hawks, the first of the variety for the Cougars this season. 0-1 is taken for a strike. Now 0-2. A good spot there from Fisher. We said he will throw strikes. His walk rate is very low. We'll see what he has for Maynard here on 0-2. It's outside, 1-2. Maynard with the gold sleeves under the maroon uniform. Cougars in their new pinstripe pants. Is that shot to right, down the line and fair. Into the corner, right fielder elbow that has a little bit of trouble. Zavoli is held at third. Maynard is in at second with a 2-out double. Great piece of two-strike hitting there by Maynard. Fisher was working him away. Maynard took it down the right field line. The Cougars are in business here, threatening to tie, potentially take the lead. And they have the right guy at the dish to help make that happen. Just got word that it's starting to sprinkle a little bit outside. We didn't really think we'd see rain today, but it has gotten increasingly overcast in the past few minutes. Nothing we expect to be an issue. 0-1 to Mariotti is outside. 1-1. Big opportunity for the Cougars here to get this run back. See if they can execute with runners in scoring position. Pitch to Mariotti is again taken low and away. 2-1. And it seems like there's a very strong effort on the part of Fisher. Maybe we'll see it on the part of all Aurora players. They are not wanting to throw inside on any of these Cougars hitters. As that one is inside and it's ripped to left field. In comes Zavoli. Maynard follows. It's a 2 RBI single for Brody Mariotti, and the Cougars take the lead.
Batting sixth, designated hitter number 6, Matt Uba.
Couple of unearned runs there for Fisher. Uba takes upstairs for a ball. Great hit from Uba, however. We'll go to the second. Cougars lead 2-1. Top of the second inning here at the Thunderdome. Cougars take the lead in the bottom half of the first. A 2-out error allowed Michael Zavoli to reach. He advanced to third on a double off the bat of Gary Maynard. A single from Brody Mariotti scored them both. And then we believe there may have been some issues with the stream. What you missed, as that's taken low, now 2-0. What you missed was Matthew Uba absolutely pop one to center field, pretty much right off the C in dead center. A fantastic relay play from the Spartans, gunned down Brody Mariotti at home plate. It was a very close play, as that's a strike in the lower part of the zone. So nearly a 3-run inning for the Cougars in the first. They'll take 2 and the lead, and the confidence with all the hard-hit balls in the inning. Now Jack Rector is back to work with a lead. As that ball is chopped to third. Crater up with it. Throws to Mariotti for out number 1. Good start to the inning for Rector. Rector retired the first 2 batters last inning before allowing a solo home run. As we mentioned when it happened, solo home runs are not going to kill you on a day like today. It is a hitter-friendly conditions at the ballpark. These guys have been waiting to play in warm weather up here for quite some time, and they even have the wind blowing out on top of that. Shows bunt. Does Colin Meinert. Takes a strike. Colin Meinert, a .308 hitter, making his 28th start in as many games. 107 ABs, 33 hits, 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 long balls. He swings and misses there. Maybe got a piece of it. It's 0-2 on Meinert, the shortstop. 0-2 upcoming from Rector here. Upstairs, 1-2. One-two. In the dirt. Zavoli kept it in front of him. The count moves to 2-2 now on Meinert. Nick Baldessano waits on deck, the second baseman. And then it's back to the top of the order. 2-2 from Rector. Taken just high for a ball. I do believe it was a little high. It was a very good take by Meinert. A very tough pitch to take, especially with 2 strikes. But now he's earned himself a full count. Payoff pitch from the left-hander Rector. Popped foul over our heads. And we'll do it once more. Good crowd piling in here at the Thunderdome this afternoon. And Rector surrenders the walk to Meinert. And I was incorrect with where we were at in the order. Jack Seufelt is the hitter,
The left fielder, number 16,
the 8th hitter.
Jack Seufelt.
So Seufelt, a .310 hitter, couple of home runs, 20 driven in, slugging .488. Really no breaks in this Aurora lineup. CUC pitchers will have their work cut out for them today. Rector has been up to the challenge for the most part so far. He would love a ground ball here to get himself out of this inning and get the Cougar bats back to the plate after they put on a very good performance with 2 away in the first. If you're going to win a game like this for CUC, you're going to have to make the Spartans pay for errors, and the Cougars did just that in the first. The pitch. taken maybe a bit high, 1-2. Now that was a courageous take from Seafelt on an 0-2 pitch. 1-2 upcoming. Well upstairs, 2-2 the count on Seafelt. As we mentioned, absolute gorgeous day. Good to see fans out here in shorts and T-shirts as that ball is skied high in the infield. They're yelling, Brody, Brody. Mariotti's got it. And they're a 2 away. It's nice to see everyone in shorts and T-shirts rather than bundled up in blankets and jackets. A very nice change of pace as we have our first very nice day of the spring. High going to get up near 80 today. We're hoping that sun comes back out, but we'll take what we can get, as now it is Baldessano. Rector takes it, look over at Meinhardt at first. He's back safely. Mariotti holds him on. Sandoval deep at short on the grass. Not unusual positioning for the Cougar shortstop. Top of the order waits on deck. Jack Rector would, I assume, prefer to face them with the bases clear in the third, and he'll have the chance to do that. Infield pop-up here, caught by the third baseman, Crater, to retire the side. So the walk does not amount to anything for the Spartans. We go to the bottom of the second. CUC leads 2-1. Christian Jacob leads off the bottom of the second for the Cougars, who hold a 2-1 lead over the Spartans here at the Thunderdome. Justin Bjorseth, glad to be with you on the call on this beautiful April afternoon. As Jacob attacks the first pitch, it's going to be caught just inside the foul line by the Aurora first baseman for out number 1. That'll bring up Tyler Crater, who had a unique walk-off hit against Illinois Tech earlier this week. The old single up the middle to put the Cougars up 10 in the 7th and end the game. And he takes strike one right there. 0-1 on the freshman third baseman. That's a ball low in the dirt to even the count at 1-1. Rain, we hope, has passed a little bit. You can tell it's sprinkled. Looking at the poles holding up the netting, it looks like it might still be drizzling a little bit, but no fans seem to be uncomfortable with it, so it can't be too extreme as Crater takes a rip at that one, fouls it back. Count now even at 2-2. Jaime Sandoval on deck. The top of the order follows as that's just off the outside corner. Count full on Crater. Fisher certainly wanted that spot on the corner but didn't get it. Now we'll see what he has on 3-2. Crater swings through that one for strike number 3. And there are 2 away here in the home half of the second. Jaime Sandoval, the batter.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 29, Jaime Sandoval.
Sandoval takes strike 1, lower portion of the zone. Oh, 1 is also taken for a strike on a breaking pitch. 0-2 the count, and we'll see if Fisher and Rector both get to deal with the top of the order in the third. Sandoval stays alive and fouls that one back. So as mentioned, it'll be the top of the order for the Spartans in the third. Sandoval trying to get on for the top of the order here in the bottom of the second for the Cougars as we have time called. Something's on the field. Colton Wallace goes and retrieves it. He'll bring whatever it is back to the Cougar dugout. And Sandoval steps back in. Ready for another 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That ends the Cougars' second. They go down in order. We're off to the third. CUC leads 2-1.
In the inning, the Cougars go out in order.
Top of the third inning here at the Thunderdome. Cougars lead the Spartans 2-1. Top of the order working here for the Spartans, so Rector will see them the second time through. It's Corey Vondra, who Rector struck out in the first inning. Vondra first pitch, big hack, foul back to the screen, 0-1. Rector comes set, ready for the 0-1. That is skied to the right, foul, and out of play very quickly. 0-2 on the Spartan center fielder. See if Rector can send him down on strikes for the second time in as many at-bats. Oh, 2 to Vondra. Upstairs, 1-2. One, two upcoming here. Swung on and missed, strike 3. He sends him down on strikes once again. And a great way to start the third for the left-hander Rector. Cougars fired around the horn, always a good sign to see if you're a fan of CUC. as we're getting something of note here that the umpire is taking down, but it's not a pinch hitter. It's not a change in pitcher. And as far as I can see, the CUC defense looks the same, so we will move on as if that is the case. It's Nico Bermeo, the two-hole hitter. He's 0 for 1. He takes a ball there, 1-0. Flew out in the first, did Bermeo. Takes upstairs there. That high strike is not there today for either pitcher. So something they will definitely have to work around. That one may have been a bit up and out of the zone, but we've seen a couple that have been closer that were not called, and is now 3-0, as that one's at the feet of Bermeo. Quite a few Aurora fans made the trip today, just west of here, as that's taken for a strike. Most of the players on this Aurora roster are from the state of Illinois, very few exceptions, as that ball is chopped to third, foul, and the count runs full 3-2. Bermeo is from Chicago. The sophomore attended St. Patrick High School. Payoff pitch coming here from Rector. Line through the hole. No play for Sandoval or Crater. That is a base hit to left. And with one out, the Spartans have a base runner.
First baseman number 6, Justin Sartori.
And a scary situation here for CUC. Justin Sartori is at the plate. And he has provided the lone Aurora run of the afternoon. His solo shot, a mammoth shot to left field. Ball got out of here very quickly and traveled a very long way. He takes upstairs 1-0. That was Sartori's 8th home run of the season. He's now driven in 47. One behind the lead in the conference. And in home runs, that is. First in ribbies. I don't know if Bushnell on Benedictine has played yet today, but Sartori's lead over him in RBIs for the conference is 11 now after that home run. As that's a strike in there, 1-2. Big pitch coming up from Rector here. Looks to send down Sartori. One-two pitch here. Skied the left. High but playable. Hatton is underneath it. He makes the catch. And there are 2 away. Wedekin, the batter. Jet Wedekin, the catcher from Princeton, Illinois. He is a senior. This is a veteran
The catcher, number 7, Jeff Wedekin.
Aurora roster. Quite different than what we saw the other day. The visiting Scarlet Hawks, their roster was full of freshmen. So much so that it forced me to make a bad joke about the number of freshmen on the team. I hope everyone at home appreciated it as Rector takes a peek over at Bermeo at first. He's back in safely. Quite the different story for Aurora, though. They have a wealth of experience. Coming off a fantastic year in 2021. And they're having a very good year this year as well. We mentioned, though, they got swept by Benedictine earlier this week, so they're going to be playing catch-up if they want that first-place spot in the conference tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. That ball runs in on Wedekind. It's 2-0. Taking a quick peek at the aforementioned NAC standings. Aurora 9-3 in conference play. Benedictine, though, 13-1 as that is skied to left. Deep but playable. Hatton in front of the warning track makes the catch to retire the side. So once again, Aurora leaves a runner on base. We're off to the bottom of the third. Cougars lead 2-1. Bottom of the third, top of the order for the Cougars. They lead 2-1. Howie Hatton steps in for the second time today. His second look at Jack Fisher. Jack Fisher has been good. Nearly had a 1-2-3 first. That was negated by an error. 2 unearned runs followed. Hatton takes low ball 1. Hatton, as we mentioned, is 0 for 1. He struck out to lead off the bottom of the first for the Cougars, and he takes that just on the outside corner, 1-1. 1-1 to Hatton is taken below the knees for a called strike. 1-2. Up here, we're not quite sure about that one up here. We'll give the benefit of the doubt to the umpire with the better view, but that's off the plate, 2-2. Hatton shoots this one into the gap in right center field. This is going to be down for extra bases. Hatton was thinking 2 out of the box, and he's got it. Leadoff double to right center for the Cougar left fielder. And the Cougars are in business here once again in the third, looking to build on their early lead. Good 2-strike hitting from Hatton there. Drove it the other way into the gap. And Hickman is the batter for CUC. And we'll see what the play is here. See if Coach Colin Connor considers a bunt or if he's going to let Hickman swing away. No sign of the bunt there. He takes it 1-0 on the center fielder, Eli Hickman. Gets some cheers from his teammates back in the dugout. As he fouls that one away, 1-1. Fisher took a quick look at Hatton prior to that pitch. The shortstop, Meinert, is halfway holding him on, but quickly retreating to his normal spot at short once Fisher gets set. 1-1 here, taken for a strike down the middle. 1-2 now the count on Hickman. So any potential thought of the bunt is likely out of play here. But Hickman's been striking the ball. He's been hitting it hard. Had some unfortunate batted ball luck. See if you can't find a hole here. Swings through that one, though. That's strike 3, 1 away for the Cougars and Michael Zavoli. Zavoli, you could say, got the rally started in the first.
The catcher,
If you
number
put
1,
the ball in play, sometimes good things happen. His ball hit to the third baseman, who was unable to corral it off the hop. Zavoli reached on an error and came around to score on the 2 RBI single by Mariotti. And that's how we got here right now. Zavoli's now ahead in the count 1-0. Maynard waits on deck. Mariotti in the hole. Chance for a big inning here for CUC as that's low, 2-0. First pitch was thrown at 12:04. Coming up on an hour of game time here in the third. Taken just off the inside corner, 3-0, and we'll see what the plan is here for Zavoli. If he's taking all the way or looking for a pitch to hit. 3-0, that's outside, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Zavoli. 2 are on for Gary Maynard. Maynard had a double and a run scored in the first. Helped make Aurora pay for that 2-out error.
17, Gary Maynard.
Maynard starting to heat up for the Cougars at just the right time. Takes strike 1. Not a bad take following a 4-pitch walk whatsoever. Now he's seen it. It was a 2-strike hit for him in inning number 1. Pitch hit up the middle. Hatton avoids it. Trouble fielding it for Meinhardt. He'll get the out at second, but the throw to first is not in time. Maynard will reach on a fielder's choice. Zavoli is out at second. 6 unassisted. Hatton moves to third. 2 away and 2 on for Brody Mariotti,
Baseman number 8, Brody Mariotti.
who already has 2 ribbies today. He'd love to add to that here and add to the Cougar lead. Outfield playing him very deep. If he can manage to drop one in, it will almost certainly be a hit. But he's got more in mind than that. Count 1-0 on the Cougar slugger. Swings through that one, 1-1. First and third, 2 outs here in the third. Mariotti versus Fisher. Mariotti gets the better of him again. A base hit to left. That's going to plate another. Maynard on his horse. He slides into third. Runners on the corners. 3-1 Cougars. A third RBI for Mariotti in the third inning. And that brings up Matthew Uba, who gave a ball a ride off the wall in center field in the first inning.
6, Matt Uba.
What a start for the Cougars. Uba chops that one foul on the first pitch. It's 0-1. What a start for CUC, though. Coming out very strong offensively in the first 3 innings here against the Spartans. That's a ball outside. 1-1. Cougars currently in 8th place in the conference standings, looking to move their way into those top 5 spots. It'll be a big doubleheader at CU Dub tomorrow as they are in 7th. Uba takes that for a strike on the inside part of the plate, 1-2 on the breaking pitch. That was not to the senior's liking. Fisher comes set, ready for the 1-2. The pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line. Uba stays alive. Wind blowing straight out. Now a little bit more right to left. Pitches upstairs to Uba, 1-2. One more ball, and he'll have the advantage of the runners taking off on the pitch. The 1-2. 2-2 rather. Fouled into the glove for strike 3. And that ends the inning, but not before Brody Mariotti picks up his third RBI of the day. We're on to the fourth. CUC leads 3-1. Fourth inning here at the Thunderdome, campus of Concordia University, Chicago. Thank you so much for being with us on this wonderful Saturday afternoon of Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Baseball. Jack Rector back to work for the Cougars. He deals with Dylan White to open up the inning and misses outside with ball number 1. Dylan White 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out. Bats 5th for Aurora. Skies that one foul, 1-1. A lot of action going on here in River Forest today. Perhaps our busiest day of home games this spring. Men's lacrosse is wrapping up their senior day game over on the field against, that's strike 2, over on the field against Edgewood. The women's lacrosse team will take on Edgewood at about 2 o'clock following their senior day ceremony. Also celebrating senior day is the CUC softball team, who are going to get underway in just over an hour here. Just beyond the center field fence at the CUC softball stadium. It's their senior day. They'll take on Concordia, Wisconsin for 2. At 2 and 4 approximately. We're in game 1 of 2 here at the Thunderdome between the Cougars and Spartans as that ball is ripped into left field for a leadoff hit. White is on to lead off the inning. And the Spartans need that here as they're on the comeback trail. Jacob Ambule, the batter. He does the DHing for the Cougars, the junior from Carlinville, Illinois. Stands at 6'2", 225, and he takes ball 1 outside. That's a strike on the inside corner. So the baseball team are the only ones not celebrating their senior day today of the teams in action here at River Forest. They'll do so next weekend in their doubleheader against Benedictine. Conference leading Benedictine, that is. So a couple of big-time opponents rolling through here on back-to-back Saturdays. Few chances for the Cougars to make some statement wins. The 2-1. Shot into left center field. Hickman will keep it in front of him. Gonna have a play at third here. Crater puts down the tag. He's out. What a throw from Hickman to Crater, who threw the tag on him. And if the call was easy from up here, it's even easier for the umpire. I believe that will still be a double for Ambule. We're going to call that a single, actually, and advance on the throw. White gunned down at third, 8-5. Wow. I mean, that was a hose from Eli Hickman in center. It was a gutsy decision to run because that ball was heading for the gap, but Hickman with good speed got out and stayed in front of the ball, and all in one motion just picked it up and threw a dart to Crater at third base. That is the kind of defense you love to see if you're a CUC fan. As runner on second, one out is a lot less dangerous than runners on second and third with nobody out. So Jack Rector right now on the bump, very grateful for his center fielder. And all you can do if you're Aurora is tip your cap. A great play by Hickman. Colin Meinert is the batter. He's ahead 1-0. As he skies one to shallow right. Maynard in, Jacob back. Maynard calls him off, wisely so. Jacob gets out of the way, and Maynard makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Jack Seafelt is the batter now. Looking to salvage this once promising inning for Aurora with an RBI hit to make it 3-2. Rector looking to put up his third straight scoreless frame. Swing and a miss on a pitch well off the plate. Good deception from Rector there. He's ahead 0-1. That play from Hickman, one of the best you'll see from an outfielder. That's a ball upstairs. I mean, that throw had to be perfect. And it hit Crater right in the glove. The tag was applied for a crucial first out. When the first out of the inning is made at third base, that is great for the defense and less than stellar for the team at the plate. And that ball is hit out to Sandoval at short. Runner waits. Sandoval's throw to first. Mariotti the stretch. They got him. So the excellent play from Hickman in center field helps lead to a scoreless frame. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Cougars lead 3-1. Bottom of the fourth inning here at the Thunderdome. Cougars leading 3-1. Christian Jacob starts things off for them. Bottom third of the order, followed by Tyler Crater and Jaime Sandoval. Looking to generate some offense to add to this early lead. First pitch swinging and fouling one off over toward the Aurora dugout. Scooped up by one of the players in the dugout. And it's 0-1 on the Cougars' second baseman. Fouled off once more, 0-2. Jacob a week ago took the bump and threw 6 excellent innings out in Ohio at Heidelberg University in a CUC win. Their first of now 3 in a row, which again is a season high winning streak. Looking to keep that momentum rolling today against a nationally ranked team. Taken upstairs. We've talked about it. The high strike is not there today. Old school baseball fans will be disappointed to hear that, as that breaking pitch just misses high, maybe a little inside, 2-2. A couple of Aurora fans applauding Fisher's spot on the last couple pitches as Jacob skies this one to right. In on it is the right fielder to make the catch. And there's one away for Tyler Crater. Crater walks up to No Church in the Wild off the legendary Watch the Throne album. And he fouls that one off, 0-1. One is in there in the lower part of the strike zone. 0-2 very quickly on the freshman third baseman. Oh, 2 upstairs, 1-2. Crater 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far today. Fisher got the best of him the first time around. Crater trying to get him back here. He takes that low to even the count at 2. Sun's starting to peek back out here, which is a good thing. It means hopefully the little rain we saw has passed. And it'll heat up even more. Crater fouls that one off past the dugout on the first base side and stays alive. Classic maroon jerseys with the big C for the Cougars. Pinstripe pants. Crater smashes one to left. That's down for a 1-out single. Great at bat from Crater there. Works his way back from down 0-2 rather. And he's on with a 1-out single for Jaime Sandoval. Good hard contact from the freshman there.
Jaime Sandoval.
Gives Sandoval an opportunity here to, at the very least, move a runner into scoring position for the top of the order. Sandoval half shows bunt, takes a ball up and out of the zone, 1-0. Infielders in double play depth. Second baseman and shortstop playing a little closer to the bag than they have been. They'll throw behind Crater at first, but he's back in safely. Meanwhile, the count 2-0 on Jaime Sandoval as a few more fans roll in to catch today's action. It has been the best day for baseball that we have had this year, and that goes across the board for every sport. This is probably the nicest weather these two teams have played in since their respective spring trips. The Cougars in Florida, as that ball is skied to left. That could be trouble with the sun, but without his hat, the left fielder makes the catch. And there are 2 away. Nice play by Seafelt out there.
The left fielder,
Battles
number
the
12,
sun, makes the
Howie
catch,
Hatton.
and that turns the order back over for the Cougars. Howie Hatton. So they had their spring trips, the Cougars to Florida, Aurora to Arizona. And since they've returned home, there has not been much good weather to speak of. A lot of games postponed, a lot of games played through less than ideal baseball conditions, as that's upstairs for a ball. Supposed to cool down again next week after we get some rain tomorrow. But that's next week's concern as Hatton hits one up the middle. That's through for a hit. Crater looks to round second, wisely decides to hold up. And it's runners at first and second with 2 outs for Eli Hickman. Hickman with a defensive web gem for the Cougars in the top half of this inning. If you've been with us, I've talked about it
Fielder, number 19, Eli
quite a bit
Hickman.
since it happened. Base hit to center, runner trying to go from first to third. Hickman came up firing an absolute dart to the third baseman, Crater, who he now has the opportunity to drive in here as he swings through that one, 0-1. Crater at second, Hatton at first, 2 away, bottom of the fourth. Cougars lead 3-1. Cougar center fielder Eli Hickman, chance to add to that here. That's taken outside for a ball, 1-1. Fisher takes a look at Crater on second and fires home, misses up and in. 2-1, now Hickman ahead in the count. Pitch outside, 3-1, and now a very real hitter's count for Eli Hickman. Game 2 will follow this roughly 30 minutes after the conclusion of game number 1. As a 3-1 pitch to Hickman is skied back, heads up to anybody playing and or warming up on the lacrosse field over at Concordia Stadium, as they're going to be dealing with foul balls all afternoon. That game getting underway at 2 o'clock. Women's lacrosse looks to remain unbeaten in conference play. It's their final home game of the regular season. They clinched a playoff spot with their win earlier this week. And with a win today, would guarantee themselves a home playoff game in round 1. Their big test comes this week at Aurora, the only team to defeat them last year, as Hickman once again fouls it off. We are getting into a battle here. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. So, a lot at stake here. Full count. Runners will take off with the pitch. If Hickman can find a gap, he could plate 2 runners. Takes ball 4 low. A gutsy take on a full count, but it pays off as that loads the bases for Michael Zavoli, and we're going to get a mound visit. No activity yet in the Aurora bullpen, so not going to be a pitching change. Just going to talk about how they want to deal with Zavoli here with the bases loaded and the chance for the Cougars to really strike big. Sun is now out. It is gorgeous. And I really can't emphasize enough how nice of a change of pace that is. This is easily the most people we've been able to have out here braving the conditions at a home game this season. Helped out by a healthy showing of Aurora fans who sit mostly to the left. closer to the third base dugout where their Spartans are housed for the afternoon.
Now batting the catcher number 1, Michael Zavoli.
And Zavoli with a big chance here. He's 0 for 1 with a walk in the game. He'd like to get one up into the wind and send one out of here. He certainly has the power to do so. That ball is inside in the dirt. It gets past the catcher. Racing home is Crater. He's safe. Hatton and Hickman advance behind him. It's 4-1 Cougars. It goes as a wild pitch. And the count is 2-0 on Zavoli. Still a couple of runners out there. Meat of the order coming up for the Cougars. Zavoli fouls that one off. A healthy hack there. As Zavoli nearly offers at one on the outside corner, he holds up. It is a called strike anyways, however, as now some action in the Aurora bullpen. We have a left-hander warming up. Can't quite see the number. We'll see if maybe he won't turn around when he walks back to start throwing off the mound as that's taken low. Count is full on Zavoli. Gary Maynard on deck. Maybe like number 11, who is listed as a pitcher, but as a right-handed pitcher, so I'm wrong, and that's a walk to Zavoli. Back-to-back walks. Once again, load the bases, and it's Gary Maynard stepping to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double today.
The right fielder, number 17, Gary Maynard.
Jack Fisher is in some trouble here. We talked at the top of the broadcast about how he doesn't usually walk guys, so an unusual spot here as that ball's hit the short. Throw goes to second for the out to retire the side. But the Cougars get one on a wild pitch. We're off to the 5th. CUC leads 4-1. Top of the 5th inning, getting set to get underway here in River Forest. We get the throw down from Zavoli to Jaime Sandoval at short. And it is the 9-hole hitter, Nick Baldessano
Second baseman, number 4, Nick Baldessano.
came into today hitting 300 right on the dot. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon. As Rector gets set for his 5th inning of work. That's a strike. Upstairs. Hey, maybe the high strike is there today. That is the first one of those we've seen called. And if you're a CUC fan, you're not going to argue with it. Rector getting up near 70 pitches here in the 5th. That ball is chopped to short. Tough spot. Crater cuts off Sandoval. Tough throw to first. They got him. Great play by Crater. We talked a little earlier about how Sandoval plays deep at short. So good on Crater to know that and make the charge to his left, gather himself, and throw to Mariotti. That's out number 1. And the order cycles over for the Spartans now. We see Corey Vondra for the 3rd time today. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He takes that one upstairs 1-0. Vondra came into today hitting over 400, just at 404. Runs the risk of falling down below that. Tied for 4th in the conference in batting average coming into today was Vondra. He's ahead now 2-0. And now 3-0. This is how we saw his first at-bat start was 3-0, and Rector ended up coming back to strike him out. Vondra poses a significant speed threat on the bases. As that is upstairs, the 1-out walk to Vondra brings up Bermeo. The sophomore from Chicago. Chance here, he's 1 for 2 today. Second hit here would put the Spartans in business, looking to rally as this game approaches the halfway mark. First pitch was at 12:04. We're roughly an hour and 20 minutes in. Game 2 is scheduled to begin at 3 o'clock, but it will be 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. My estimate currently is that it will be later than 3 o'clock, given that that would mean this game would complete the entirety of its second half in an hour of 8 minutes. Not likely, as it's once again 3-0 on Bermeo, and I can see someone stretching out to get loose in the CUC bullpen. My guess is Vinny Sartori, because he looks tall. But it's hard to say for sure, as that's a strike on the outside corner. A great spot on a 3-0 pitch for Rector. Not one Bermeo is going to go chasing on 3-0, but a strike nonetheless. Now he has to cook up something here on 3-1. The 3-1. Inside and low, back-to-back walks, and the tying run comes to the plate for the Spartans in the presence of Justin Satori, who has their only RBI today on a solo home run in the first. Colin Connor comes out to talk to his battery, probably to cool down Rector after back-to-back walks, and I think we can confirm it is 33. Vinny Sartori, the big right-hander, warming up in the Cougar bullpen, getting ready in a hurry with bullpen catcher Carter Gledhill, who you have heard on many Cougar Sports Network calls over the years. In particular in the fall and in basketball season. He's done an excellent job with the bullpen pitchers the last couple days. Both Chandler Kerr and Wyatt McLaughlin were fantastic out of the bullpen against IIT. after the starting pitchers both went 6 innings in those games and looked great doing so. Rector trying to get out of the 5th here. He is in a little bit of trouble. That ball misses inside, running in on Sartori's feet, 1-0. And I would imagine Sartori has one thing on his mind, and that's tying this game. Vondra at second, Bermeo at first. That ball is smashed to left, giving chase toward the line. His hat, and it's just out of reach. Kicks up against the wall and rolls away. Vondra's going to score easily. It's going to be an RBI double for Sartori, and it's a 4-2 ball game. Sartori now with both Spartan RBIs on the day. Mariotti has 3 of the 4 for the Cougars, and that is going to be the end of Rector's day. He will exit in line for the win, but both runners on base are his responsibility. He gets a nice round of applause from the CUC faithful. Vinny Sartori on his way in. We will be back in just a minute. Take me back. Sartori getting in his final warm-up pitches. He is thrown into quite the situation here. Runners at second and third. Cougars clinging to a 2-run lead. And he's got to face Jeff Wedekin, the cleanup hitting catcher for Aurora. Jet Wedekin, I beg your pardon. Senior from Princeton, Illinois. 1 for 2 today. And the first pitch from Sartori, Wedekin goes right after it, fouls it back over our heads, 0-1. Some numbers on the reliever. Vinny Sartori, 4.37 ERA, is now his 14th appearance, which is by a pretty healthy margin the most on the team. He has a 3-0 record as he misses upstairs there to even the count at 1. 22 2/3 innings pitched, all out of relief. 22 hits in those 22 2/3 innings. 15 runs, 11 of them are earned. 15 walks. And 20 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .247 off the tall right-handed sophomore. That's inside. 2-1 goes the count. Cougars led 4-1 heading into the inning. It's now 4-2. And the trouble certainly persists. Biggest threat the Spartans have put together today by far as that pitch hits Wedekin. And that loads the bases for Dylan White, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Big spot here, force at any base for the Cougars. So the one thing the hit batter does is it brings the double play back into question. Mariotti is in on the grass at first, not holding on Wedekin. Not too surprising with the bases loaded. Crater also plays in at third. Middle and double play depth as that ball gets away from Zavoli. It takes a friendly bounce, but Zavoli cannot quite find his footing. The wild pitch is going to allow a run to score and the runners to advance, much like it did in the top half of the bottom half rather of the previous inning for the Cougars. Just got official word. You will not be stuck with me for 18 innings today. Peter Borkowski, goalie for men's lacrosse, will be taking the reins in game number 2 today. Sartori evens the count with a foul ball. It's 1-1 on Dylan White. Runners at second and third. That double play that was back in order is no longer such, as Sartori really would like to get out of this inning without another run. But the infield is only in on the corner, so if it is hit up the middle, they're going to concede the tying run. The offense has been hitting the ball pretty well today, so you don't necessarily fear your ability to score again if you're CUC, nor do you if you're the Spartans. This game feels far from over. Just under the halfway point here in the top of the 5th. Pitch from Sartori, up and in over the head of White, and a nice bounce for Zavoli. Luckily for the Cougars, the count runs full. Some baseball history today. Miguel Cabrera with his 3,000th hit. Hard to say when that's going to happen again. The list of the next closest players doesn't make it look all too promising. We'll see it again in the near future. The payoff pitch from Sartori, he hit him again. And that once again loads the bases. This time for Jacob Ambule.
Designated hitter number 31, Jacob Ambule.
The DH for the Spartans. 3 home runs this year, 24 driven in, batting .317 entering the day. Sartori has probably never rooted harder in his life for a ground ball. He does not get it. This is shot to center. This is going to be in the gap in left center. Hickman quick to it, up to throw. It's going to clear the bases as a throw from Sandoval is cut off short by Zavoli. It's a bases clearing double on the first pitch by Ambule. And just like that, Aurora takes a 6-4 lead. Colin Minert now the batter, as the hope for CUC is they can settle back in right now and not let this inning continue much longer. A 5 spot for the Spartans here in the 5th. They had not scored since the 1st. But this is a very good offensive team. Every run is important in a game like this. That ball is low. 1-1 the count. Aurora, 251 runs scored this year. That is by far the most in the NAC. Benedictine is second at 210, albeit in 2 less games as he hits Minart. The third hit batter of the inning. Colin Connor is coming out for a meeting. We have some action in the CUC bullpen. Not quite sure if he's warm enough to go quite yet. And he is. That'll do it for Sartori. And we'll be back in a couple minutes with the new Cougar pitcher. Back here in River Forest, Aurora working on a big inning. They've scored 5 to take a 6-4 lead. Cole Carmen is your new Cougar pitcher. Former starter turned long reliever, comes in with an 8.57 ERA. 0-3 record. This is his 7th appearance. He's made 4 starts. Does have a save to his credit in 21 innings pitched. Looking to just throw strikes and get outs here. He can get himself out of the inning with 1 pitch if it's a ground ball to the right spot. Christian Jacob is playing very close to second base. Has to hold on the runner. Sandoval plays a little further in than he typically does. Crater at regular depth. Mariotti on the grass at first as that ball finds the hole between Crater and Sandoval. And Sandoval just missed it on the dive. That's going to allow Ambule to come around and score and extend this Aurora lead. It's now 7-4.
Your attention, please. Now batting for the second.
Fouled off. 0-1 the count. That ball is shot fair down the first base line. That's trouble. 1 run is going to score on the RBI double. Off the bat of Baldessano. Rivera with the pinch hit 2 RBI double down the right field line. Or 1 RBI double, rather. Excuse me. As Vondra gets a hold of one to center, Hickman back, makes a catch ahead of the warning track. It's a sac fly. Vondra will do his job. Big round of applause for Vondra. Who makes it 9-4 Aurora. They have scored 8 runs in the 5th inning here. And in a game that was rolling along in favor of the Cougars. Aurora has responded in a big, big way here in the 5th. That ball is taken for a strike. 0-1, Carmen gets ahead of him. This was the first inning we saw Aurora really threaten at all. They'd had some base runners reach. Yeah, they had 5 hits coming into the inning, but the 1 run came on a solo home run. So we hadn't really seen Cougar pitching have to deal with trouble all too much, and that is pretty much now all we have seen this inning. Be interesting to see what Aurora does with starting pitcher Jack Fisher. They had somebody warming up in the bullpen. At this point, both of those guys have sat for a while. So whether it will be Fisher's game to try to go out and become the winning pitcher of record or not remains to be determined. For now, Cougars looking for that 3rd and final out of the inning. Carmen would love a strikeout here to get the Cougar bats back to the plate. It is warm. The wind is blowing at least out to left. There is a lot of baseball left. As that ball just misses on the outside corner, Bermeo nearly went chasing. Good spot from Carmen on a 1-2 pitch. We'll see what the senior has for the sophomore here. The 2-2. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Strike 3. Zavoli up with it. Throws to Mariotti at first. And that retires the side, but not before. 8 big runs from the Spartans. They take a 9-4 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Mariotti steps in for the Cougars to lead off the home half of the fifth. They are looking for a rally after the Spartans scored 8 in the top half of this inning. Jack Fisher, who was on the ropes last inning, back out to work the fifth after a prolonged period of time in the dugout. And Mariotti greets him with a base hit to center to lead off the inning. Ball sounded like it was off the end of the bat, but effective nonetheless, as Mariotti is aboard to lead off the fifth for Matthew Uba.
Designated hitter number 6, Matt Uba.
So Rivera, who came into the game to hit for Baldessano, moves to third. As speak of the devil, he gets the chance at a double play here, and he does it. A 5-4-3 double play. Brings up Christian Jacobs. So, as I was saying, Rivera came in for the second baseman, Baldessano, but he plays third now. Bermeo, number 2, moved over to second as Jacobs skies one to shallow right. This will be a real quick inning. As the Cougars go down in order, we are on to the sixth. 9-4 Aurora. Sixth inning here at the Thunderdome in River Forest. Justin Sartori leads off the inning, and as our PA announcer, CUC legend Jim Egan pointed out last inning, we fell just one batter short of the Sartori versus Sartori matchup. If you're familiar at all with the corny jokes I enjoy making on these broadcasts, you know we would have ate up every bit of that opportunity. Instead, Sartori misses Sartori. He was Rector's last batter faced. He faces Cole Carmen to start off the sixth inning here after the Cougars went down very quickly in the bottom half of the fifth. That ball is skied high. Will it stay in is the question. Zavoli has a play. He's got it. One away. Good job by Zavoli there. Quick to his feet. Threw off the mask. Tracked that one down in the sun. One away for the Spartans. And Jet Wedekin. Wedekin versus Carmen, the battle of seniors. Wedekin takes strike one. See how Carmen responds here, having a clean inning to work with. He inherited a lot of trouble last inning. And, ooh, just missed there. It's 1-1. Wind picking up steadily. Big gust there as it's fouled away behind us. It's pretty much blowing out to left at this point, right to left. Earlier in the game, it was flying directly out. It still has a little bit of carry. I still like a big hitter's chances if they get the ball in the air. Blowing directly in at softball, so a little bit of a different story over there as they're 10 minutes away from getting underway in their doubleheader against CUW. And the two teams will swap opponents tomorrow, both on the road. Baseball goes up to Mequon, Wisconsin to take on the rival Falcons, while softball will head off west on I-88 to take on these Aurora Spartans. That'll conclude a very busy week for softball, who is working their absolute hardest to get all of their makeup games in. 2 of them were this week against MSOE. As that ball is skied to center, playable for Hickman. He's under it. He makes the catch for out number 2 here in the 6th. And I believe Dylan White stepping to the plate here, number 18.
The right fielder, number 18, Dylan White.
Dylan White takes low for ball 1. As the anthem plays out at softball. That ball is skied very high to left. Hatton with his sunglasses on chases it towards left center. He dropped the ball. That was a very high hit ball. And the inning continues
Designated hitter, number 31,
for Jacob Ambule. Ambule swings at a pitch in the dirt for strike 1. Pitch is low and in the dirt once again, 1-1. Just missed there, 2-1. Looked like a pretty good pitch from up here. Instead, Ambule now ahead 2-1 in the count. Dylan White out at second base. Cole Carman trying to put up a scoreless frame for the Cougars here in the 6th. As that's a strike on the outside corner now, 2-2. Pitch in the dirt. Count runs full. 3-2. 3-2 upcoming. Hit into right, dropping quickly. Maynard's there. He makes the catch. So a big scoreless frame from Cole Carmen. Cougars will try to cut into that Aurora lead on the other half of the break. We go to the bottom of the sixth. 9-4 Spartans. Home half of the sixth coming your way here at the Thunderdome. Tyler Crater steps in to lead things off for the Cougars, who find themselves trailing in this one 9-4. Plenty of at-bats left, though, for the Cougars, as Jack Fisher goes back to work and Crater fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Crater swings through that one, 0-2 the count. Go 2. Skied, foul, and out of play over the bleachers on the right side. We'll do 0-2 once more. The 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Good job by Crater to lay off of that one. Crater fouls that one off again. Counts 1-2 still. 8-9-1 for the Cougars due up here in the sixth. They 1-2. Nubbed off the fist, and it'll be a pop out to the pitcher, Fisher. 4 out, number 1.
Shortstop number 29, Jaime Sandoval.
That brings in Jaime Sandoval in search of his first hit today. 0 for 2 with the strikeout to this point. Goes after the first pitch and skies it foul down the third base line. It will be caught by the third baseman. And there are 2 away.
Left fielder number 12, Howie Hatton.
Hatton takes a strike down the middle, 0-1. And very quickly, 0-2. Fisher looking for a 1-2-3, back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. I suppose last inning was not 1-2-3. He got a double play. But looking to send the Cougars down in order 2 innings in a row. And it won't happen. Howie Hatton sneaks that one over the head of the shortstop for a 2-out single. Eli Hickman to the plate for the Cougars here,
19, Eli Hickman.
looking to piece together a 2-out rally. The hits are even in this game at 9 apiece. Aurora took advantage of some free passes, a few hit by pitches in their big inning, their 8-run 5th inning. Swung through that one, now 0-2 on the sophomore Hickman. That ball low. 1-2 goes the count on Hickman. Cougars need a rally. 10 outs remaining for them in this one. Hickman shoots one down the line and left foul. We'll do 1-2 once more. As the starters for senior day are announced over. Rather, the seniors are being honored over at Concordia Stadium ahead of the women's lacrosse game scheduled for 2, as that ball is caught down the left field line in foul territory by the left fielder. That ends the 6th. We move to the 7th. Cougars trail 9-4.
In the inning, no runs.
Last third of the game underway now, top of the 7th at the Thunderdome. Colin Minert leads things off for the Spartans. Cole Carmen ended for his 2nd full inning of work. He came on in relief in the 5th. Worked a clean 6th and now is back on for the 7th. Starter turned long reliever, trying to eat some innings for the Cougars here while also keeping them in this game. They trail by 5. But are a big inning away from being right back in the things, as that's lined right to Crater at 3rd for out number 1.
Left fielder number 16, Jack Seafelt.
Jack Seafelt is the batter now for Aurora. 1 for 3 with an RBI today. That RBI came in their big 8-run 5th inning. That's where most Spartan hitters have done their damage today. The only inning they've scored outside of the first, that ball is skied to right. Maynard is under it, makes the catch. 2 quick outs for the Cougars here, or for the Spartans rather, here in the 7th. That brings up number 21, Sean Rivera. He came in as a pinch hitter in his last at-bat and had an RBI double, so made the most of his pinch hit opportunity, gets to bat again here. Playing third base for the Spartans now, as that's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Good start to the at-bat from Carmen. As that's low, 2-0. One and one rather. 1-1 coming up here. Fouled off. 1-2. Carmen a pitch away from getting himself another clean inning and avoiding the top of the Spartan order. We'll see if he can do just that right here. In the dirt, 2-2 the count. Cougars will have the middle of the order due up in the home half of the 7th following the stretch. Line toward left, that's going to be down for a hit. Hatton keeps it in front of him, and in doing so keeps Rivera at first and holds him to a single. A 2-out single, and that brings up the leadoff man, Corey Vondra. Still searching for his first hit today. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a sac fly, so he does have an RBI as well as a pair of strikeouts. Talks to his third base coach. See what approach he's been given here with 2 outs and a runner on first. If you're wondering at home,
Center fielder number 20, Corey Vondra.
Sean Rivera is 11 for 12 in stolen base attempts this season. So we could see a steal here. We could see a hit and run put into place. I'm sure the Cougars are well aware of Rivera, who's tied for 5th in the conference in stolen bases. That's taken for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Good breaking pitch from Cole Carmen. Vondra skies this one high right side. Second baseman Jacob is under it. He makes the catch. Stretch time here in River Forest. The Cougars trail by 5. We'll be back on the other side of the break. Home half of the 7th here in River Forest. New pitcher for you on the bump for Aurora. It is number 11, Jacob Welbus, junior, owner of a 9.45 ERA, misses with ball 1 to Cougar catcher Michael Zavoli. So Welbus enters the game and will have to deal with the middle of the Cougar order. Zavoli, the 3-hitter, leads it off, followed by Maynard and Mariotti. A chance here potentially for the Cougars to chip into the Spartan lead just a little bit. They need 5 runs across 3 at-bats if they are to stay in this one. Zavoli takes a healthy cut there and misses 1 and 2. For Welbus, this is his 5th appearance, all in relief. He's thrown 6 2/3 innings across his previous 4. As Zavoli grounds one towards second, up with it, and the throw from Bermeo is out number 1. For 3 goes the Cougar catcher, and that brings in Gary Maynard. Gary Maynard today 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Couple of fielders' choices to his credit, as that ball is low and away, 1-0 on Maynard. That ball hit deep to left field, giving chase at the wall. It's onto Division Street. It's gone. Gary Maynard with his 2nd home run in his many doubleheaders. And perhaps that is the spark the Cougar offense needed. The right fielder goes deep, his 3rd of the year. And the Cougars trail 9-5.
First baseman number 8, Brody Mariotti.
Big blast from Maynard there. He has been hitting the ball well today. He puts the Cougars 1 run closer as Mariotti takes low for a ball. So Welbus was going to have his hands full coming in to deal with the middle of the Cougar lineup. Maynard made sure that it wasn't a scoreless inning. Mariotti will look to keep the train moving here. And that ball is deep into left center field. I don't believe it. They've gone back-to-back again. Well out onto Division Street. Brody Mariotti. Second time in 3 games going back-to-back with Maynard. The lead is trimmed to 3. Cougars showing off their power here in the 7th. They went back-to-back in the 7th inning on Wednesday in Game 1. They do the same thing today in Game 1. And there is action in the Aurora bullpen. I don't think we're going to get a pitching change here. For Welbus, you've gotten through the 2 biggest home run threats in the order, though Matthew Uba nearly hit one of his own earlier today in the 1st to the deepest part of the park off the top of the, or near the top of the wall in center field. That ball was destroyed off the bat of Mariotti. That was well out onto Division Street, as in like a hazard to traffic. That's a ball well upstairs to Uba. Cougars now right back in this thing. They trail by 3. And that's a swinging strike for Uba. Cougars have scored in 4 different innings. And they hope to add here even more in the 7th. That's a ball upstairs, 2-1 on the designated hitter, Matthew Uba. Uba today is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Ripped down the right field line, just foul. Uba was thinking extra bases there had that been fair. Hit very hard, he was just a little out in front of it. The 2-2 home from Welbus, swung on and missed, strike 3, second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Christian Jacob. Welbus can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, having gotten that second out. And it's now up to Christian Jacob to keep the inning alive for CUC. First pitch to Jacob, skied high and foul out of. Oh, no, it's going to hang up. Wind blows it back in, and the first baseman makes the grab to end the inning. But back-to-back home runs from Maynard and Mariotti cut into this Aurora lead. We're off to the 8th. Cougars trail 9-6. To the 8th here at the Thunderdome.
Top of the 8th for the Spartans. Second baseman number 2, Nico Bermeo.
Nico Bermeo steps in to start things for the Spartans. Cole Carmen back on to work on the bump for the Cougars as Bermeo goes after the first pitch, and that is going to fall in shallow center for a base hit. Good spot for Bermeo there. Nobody was going to get to that ball. It was clear off the bat as there was a long run for the shortstop, Sandoval, left fielder Hatton, and center fielder Hickman.
Baseman number 6, Justin Sartori.
Now Justin Sartori gets another look at Cole Carmen. Sartori is 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBIs today. This has been a nice day for him. See if the Spartans continue to attack early in the count. Sartori takes a strike on the outside corner there on a breaking pitch from Carmen, and a good one at that. Nice pitch there from Carmen, 0-2. Sartori hasn't liked either of the pitches, but now the advantage even more to Carmen. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Looking to work his third scoreless frame after he came in the 5th. That is a ball low. Seeing how many runs were tagged to him in that 5th inning. Just 1 earned credited to him in the 5th. 2 shutout innings have followed. Looking for a 3rd here. And what has been very crucial to the Cougars' ability to get back into this game. They have relied on their veterans. Carmen has come in and settled things down on the mound. They got back-to-back solo shots from Gary Maynard and Brody Mariotti. That ball hit the second, past the diving Jacob into center field. Hickman up with it, and Bermeo has learned better than to run on Eli Hickman's arm. It's 1st and 2nd, nobody out for the Spartans here in the 8th.
Catcher number 7, Jeff Wedekin.
Jacob nearly at least stopped that ball. I don't think there's ever going to be a play made, however. So a very good job by Hickman not to allow that leading runner Bermeo to advance to 3rd. 2:23 local time, coming up on 2 hours and 20 minutes of game time. Game 2 will start 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. When that is still to be determined. If you're CUC, you hope it's a while, as long as that means more CUC runs and a late rally here. They scored 7 runs in the 8th inning at Edgewood last week in game 1 of that doubleheader on their way to a win. Going to need something like that again today if they're going to take game 1 of this doubleheader. That ball is nubbed off the end of the bat. Accidental swing. Carmen will take the out at first, so pretty much a bunt for Wedekin. As both runners will advance. Can't give him the sack bunt, but it accomplished the same thing a sack bunt would. On an accidental swing, he probably wanted a chance to swing the bat, but I'm sure his coaches are happy with him getting the runners over to 2nd and 3rd here with just 1 out in the inning. RBI chance for Dylan White, who's 1 for 3 today. He'll just look to put one in play. For him, ideally to the outfield, as the Cougar infield is in all the way around and shifted. Brody Mariotti is the only defensive player on the right side of the infield. Christian Jacob plays on the other side of the bag beyond 2nd. Sandoval in the hole at short, as that's strike 1. And Crater at 3rd up on the grass. So they'll be looking to cut the run down at home beyond anything else. And keep this a 3-run game. Obviously a lot of holes now for White, though, if he's able to drop one in, as that's hit right to Crater at 3rd. He looks the runner back. Great job. Tosses to Mariotti. 2 away in the inning. Excellent play by Crater there, ensuring no runner advanced, and also getting the out.
31, Jacob Ambule.
Ambule the batter now. Carmen looking for his 3rd straight inning, keeping the Spartans off the board. Ambule, on the other hand, is in search of his 4th and 5th RBIs of the day, as that's ball 1 low. Ambule with a bases clearing double in that 8-run 5th inning. That's where his 3 RBIs have come from thus far. Wants to add to that here. Takes a ball high, 2-0. He's in the driver's seat if he wants it. Two-oh. Shot high in the air to left. Hatton back on it. He just watches it fly. It's a 3-run homer down the left field line. And a big blow here in the 8th inning. That ball was hit high in the air. The only question was whether that was going to stay fair or foul. And much to Ambule's liking, it was fair. Yet another souvenir onto Division Street, and it's a 12-6 Aurora lead. Colin Meinert steps in now. Carmen's still an out away from getting out of the inning, but that home run doubled the Spartans' lead as the Cougars just 6 outs left to play with in game number 1. That's a strike in there to Meinert, 0-1. Good bounce back pitch from Carmen. Ambule now with 6 RBIs on the day. A good day at the ballpark for him in game number 1. That ball hit the third. Tough play for Crater, in and out of the glove. No play at first. It'll be a base hit. It was going to be a tough play for Crater. Regardless, and the batter is Seafelt.
Left fielder number 16, Jack Seafelt.
More fans rolling in. Game 2 will follow. That's strike 1 from Carmen. This Aurora offense just so dangerous up and down the lineup. There really isn't a low part of their order. That's fouled away, 0-2. The top of their order has not even been otherworldly today by any means. But everybody in the lineup has chipped in. The only one without a hit is the leadoff hitter, Vondra. He has a sac fly. Throw down to second, not in time. It's a stolen. It doesn't matter. It's strike 3. The inning's over. Strikeout from Carmen ends it, but not before the 3-run homer by Ambule. We're off to the bottom of the 8th. Cougars trail 12-6. Bottom of the 8th here at the Thunderdome. New pitcher for the Spartans. We'll let you know a little bit about him. Carlos Garcia, senior, has been very good this year across 4 appearances. 8 2/3 innings in those 4 appearances, 1.04 ERA, just the 1 earned run on 6 hits, 12 strikeouts, no walks. Opponents batting just 194. So the Cougars certainly have the challenge cut out for them here, needing 6 runs before they record 6 outs. If they want to tie this game and stay alive in game number 1, very quickly 0-2 on the freshman Crater. O2 offering from Garcia upstairs, 1-2. Jaime Sandoval on deck. The top of the order follows. If the Cougars are able to start a rally here in the 8th inning, that's a ball outside. Crater today 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And that's fouled away. Count remains 2-2. Peter Borkowski will be on the call in game number 2 with you. Fresh off his game this morning, the goalie for the men's lacrosse team. Payoff pitch is swung on and missed by Crater, and that's out number 1 here in the 8th.
Shortstop number 29, Jaime Sandoval.
I'd venture to guess we're going to end up with first pitch for game 2 somewhere around 3:30, give or take. Depending on how long this game continues here. Obviously for the Cougars, they hope it's a little later than that. They'd like to get a little bit of a rally going. Sandoval puts a charge into 1 to left, dropping quickly. And the catch is made. Seafelt has lost his hat on multiple occasions today out there, but it has not impacted his defense. Still able to run that ball down. The sunglasses certainly help, as Hatton is the final hope for the Cougars here in the 8th inning. Hatton 3 for 4 today. Takes a strike there. Struck out in his first at-bat. Since then has been tremendous. And he ropes that one to left, right to his counterpart, Seafelt, who makes the catch on the run. Hatton's upset. Some batted ball luck there. We're on to the 9th. Cougars trail 12-6. On to the 9th here in River Forest. Sean Rivera starts things for the Spartans. New Cougar pitcher on the mound. It's junior Chandler Kerr, who had an excellent inning of relief in the Cougars' Game 1 win over IIT on Wednesday afternoon. And he fires strike one. The left-hander Kerr, this is his 10th appearance on the season. He owns a 1-2 record. 12 innings pitched as that ball is skied deep to center, giving chase back to the wall. Hickman, it's off the wall. Hickman races to get it in. Good relay to Sandoval, holds Rivera at second with a lead-off double. That ball just kept carrying and carrying. Off the bat, it didn't necessarily look like it was going to go that far. The high wall benefits the Cougars there. And here is Corey Vondra. Leadoff hitter for the Spartans. 0 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. He is the only hitless batter in the Spartans lineup. He'll look to change that here against the left-hander Kerr, as that's taken for a ball. Left-hander Rector had good success against Vondra with a couple of strikeouts. So the matchup doesn't necessarily mean all too much. Typically the assumption is in a righty-lefty matchup, the hitter has the advantage. That's taken on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 offering coming up from the left-hander. Swung on and missed in the dirt. That's strike two. Big pitch from Kerr there. An even bigger one coming up here. As if you're Kerr, you want to keep this at 6 runs if at all possible and let your offense believe as strongly as they can come back in the home half of the 9th. That's in the dirt now, 2-2 on Vondra. Two upcoming. Inside, the count runs full. Payoff pitch upcoming here. Grounded to short, fielded by Sandoval. Got to be quick to first. They got him. Vondra gets the runner over, but is out 6-3 on the ground out. And Aurora has a runner at third with less than 2 outs. And Nick Bermeo stepping up to the plate. Nico Bermeo, that is. Bermeo has had a good day at the plate, 2 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout, so he's been on base 3 times. In search of his first RBI, in search of his first RBI today, it is standing out there for him 90 feet away from the plate. Anything in the air should do it. Once again, the Cougars have the infield in on the grass, still trying to cut down any insurance run for the Spartans. Hitters count for Bermeo. 2-0. Rope to short. Good reflexes from Sandoval. He didn't have to move, but that ball was hit right at him. Quick reflexes to go up and get that one over his head, and there are 2 away here in the 9th. Sartori to the plate now. Cougars defense moves back to regular depth with 2 away in the inning. will just look to get the easy out at first if the opportunity is presented to them. Kerr's first pitch to Sartori is taken for a strike. Sartori is 3 for 5 with the homer and 2 RBIs. He's played up to the standard he has set thus far this season. As that's fouled away, now 0-2. Kerr can work a scoreless inning here with a strikeout. Oh-2 pitch. Skied to center, moving back on it is Hickman in front of the warning track. He makes the catch to retire the side. So a good, clean inning from Chandler Kerr here in the 9th. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Cougars need 6 to tie. Home half of the 9th here. Last chance for the Cougars, who trail it 12-6. We had a statistical oddity pointed out to us by PA announcer Jim Egan, who keeps his book while he does PA. Aurora has left 9 runners on base, 1 in each inning. Something you're not going to see all too often. 9 runners left for the Spartans, 1 in each inning. So every inning has ended with a runner left on base for Aurora. Despite that, they still have 12 runs on 15 hits. As that's outside now, 2-0 on Hickman. Garcia for the Spartans going for the 6-out save. It would be his first save of the season. That's a strike on the outside corner. Didn't look all too different from the pitch prior. Hickman kind of shakes his head and digs back in. Garcia comes set, ready to deal the 2-1. Line down the line and right. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Foul. And the count now 2-2 on Hickman. Michael Zavoli waits on deck. Gary Maynard in the hole. Cougars need a 6-run rally in the 9th if they are to keep this game alive, as that ball is shot for the gap in right center. Nobody is going to get there, and Hickman is off and running. He is most certainly thinking 3. Hesitates a little bit at second. He's going for third. He dives in safely. Leadoff triple for Eli Hickman in the 9th. Great piece of hitting. That ball was smoked off the bat. He's hit the ball hard a few times today now. As his triple to right center starts us off here in the 9th. I think right off the bat, Hickman was thinking 3 there. That split the gap so well. Right in between the center fielder and right fielder. They both had a long way to go to get there as Zavoli comes up with a big hack. 0-1 as he fouls it off behind the plate. The Cougars scored 7 runs in the 8th inning in their win over Edgewood last week. Can they score 7 in the 9th here today for a win as Zavoli skies one to right? In the right fielder makes the catch. Hickman tags. We're going to have a play at the plate. Hickman's safe. No slide. Hickman is in there safely. It's a sac fly for Zavoli. And an RBI. Bases clear now, 1 away for Gary Maynard, who went deep in his last at-bat. He has been swinging the bat as well as anybody on CUC. He's 2 for 4 with that RBI today. Pair of extra base hits. He had a double in the first. The pitch. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Garcia gets out ahead of Maynard at 0-1. Oh, 1 is roped to left field. That's down for a hit. Another hard hit ball. Maynard is on first. And Brody Mariotti steps to the plate. He also homered in his last at-bat. Maybe the furthest home run we've seen hit today. That thing got out to left center where the wall splits and was well out into traffic on Division Street. He has been heating up as well. That is up and away, ball 1. Mariotti is 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs today. Seeing the ball very well. Fouls that one away, waited on the breaking pitch. And it's 1-1. The 1-1 in the dirt. They'll check on Maynard at first. He dives back in safely. Caught him leaning there on the pitch in the dirt, but Maynard is quick back to the bag at first and in ahead of the tag. Mariotti working himself a favorable count here. We'll see what Garcia wants to throw him here on 2-1. Right back up the middle, base hit. A 5-hit day for Brody Mariotti as it gets by the center fielder. That's going to allow each runner to advance. It skips past Vondra in center. It is a single for Mariotti. And runners are at second and third for Matthew Uba.
Designated hitter number 6, Matt Uba.
What a day for Brody Mariotti. 5 for 5, 4 RBIs, that home run. Now Matthew Uba with 2 runners in scoring position takes on the outside corner for strike 1. That's outside. 2-0. On the designated hitter. 1-1 rather. Tried to hold up, and I think he did. No signal from the umpire that was a strike. 2-1 the count. Cougars may have caught a little bit of a break there. We'll see if Uba can make him pay now. Ahead in the count, 2-1. The pitch. Rope to right field. He went down and got it. That's a hit. They're going to wave Mariotti. He's coming home behind Maynard. He's in safely. A 2 RBI single for Matt Uba, and it's a 12-9 ball game. Pinch hitter coming up now for the Cougars. It's Carter Gledhill. 2 RBIs for Matthew Uba, and now a pinch hitter here for CUC, and another one waiting on deck. Carter Gledhill, who we mentioned earlier as the bullpen catcher, helping get the Cougar relievers loose, and whatever piece of advice he may have given to Cole Carmen today worked well. Cole Carmen did a good job keeping the Cougars in this game in long relief. He bats now for Christian Jacob.
Batting for the second baseman, Jacob, number 27, Carter
Gledhill, a .250 hitter this year through 8 at-bats, 2 hits and 8 at-bats. One of those hits is a home run. 2 RBIs, and he takes ball 1 upstairs. So Gledhill homered last year as well. 2 home runs to his credit. The pop is there. He goes around on the check swing. It's 1-1 on the junior. The 1-1 home to Gledhill is low and away, 2-1. Cooper Hines has grabbed a bat. He waits on deck as it looks as though he will hit for Tyler Crater. First Gledhill here. 2-1 home. Fouled off the end of the bat, the knob of the bat. 2-2 goes the count on Gledhill. Gledhill goes old school with the high pants, high socks. Not too many of these Cougars do that. 2-2. Good take by Gledhill. Several Aurora fans in attendance wanted that strike 3 call. Instead, the count is full. Garcia's payoff offering to Gledhill. Rope to left field. That's another hit. This is in the gap. Uba is running. Nathan Dewey ran for Matthew Uba, and that was a good decision as he scores all the way from first. Shows off the wheels. The outfielder gets home. Carter's got an RBI double. The Cougars are within 2. The tying run coming to the plate. It'll be Cooper Hines. So, little change here now. Every run that has come across the plate has now been earned this inning. Mariotti's was previously unearned, but that double by Gledhill negates that, and they are going to a left-hander here are the Spartans.
What's the new pitcher's number?
We'll step away for a second, and we'll be right back. Sam Harvey, number 19, the left-hander, is in to pitch for the Spartans. He will be greeted by pinch hitter Cooper Hines, who represents the tying run. The Cougars have scored 4 in the 9th. And that misses inside 1-0. 4 runs in the 9th for the Cougars. They trailed by 6 entering the inning. Some big hitting, including most recently an RBI double from pinch hitter Carter Gledhill. Hines will look for the same luck in the pinch hitting role here, and that is called the strike, and all Cooper Hines can do is laugh. That ball was low. I'm talking at his ankles. Not quite sure how he's supposed to hit that one. He pops that one high in the air, shallow center. Second baseman calls, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. I believe we will have another pinch hitter here. And we will, and it is another power threat in Colton Wallace. So, if the Cougars tie this game and don't win, we are going to have an ambush of defensive changes coming your way in the 10th inning.
Number 30, Colton Wallace.
Colton Wallace has the pop in his bat. He has 3 home runs this season. He gets hit right away, so we won't get to see that pop. Instead, the tying run's on base, and Howie Hatton comes up representing the winning run. Hatton's 3 for 5 today, has been seeing the ball very well. Colton will run for himself on first. Actually, he won't. I lied to you. I apologize. Coach Colin Connor is coming out, and it will be a runner, and it will be number 23, Tyler Dorsch.
Your attention, please. Running at first base for Wallace. Number 23, Tyler Dorsch.
Gledhill at second. Dorsch at first. He represents the tying run. The winning run is at the plate in the form of left fielder, leadoff man Howie Hatton. 1 more in the gap here could tie the game for the Cougars. We are approaching 3 hours of game time. The pitch to Hatton, taken for a ball just a bit high. 1-0 the count on Hatton. A lot of life in that Cougar dugout now. Hatton fouls this one off to the right side, out of play, 1-1. 4 runs across the plate for the Cougars this inning. They have emptied the bench here to get to this point this inning. Some clutch pinch hitting. Hatton skies this one to right. Maybe a tough play with the sun. It won't be. It'll hang up for the final out of the game. So the Spartans take game 1 in a thriller. Final is 12-10. The Cougars, a tremendous rally effort in the 9th. They did not quit on this game. And that is some solid momentum for them at the very least to take into game number 2, which will be coming your way in roughly 30 minutes. Peter Borkowski will be on the call. I'm Justin Bjorset. Thanks for being with us for Game 1. Again, the Cougars fall 12-10 to the Spartans. Game 2 coming up in 30 minutes.
For the Aurora Spartans, 12 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors, and 9 left on base.
Some final totals for you here.
Cougars, 10 runs, 16 hits, 1 error, 9 left on
Fisher, Jack Fisher.
base. Pitcher is Fisher now 5-1. The losing pitcher is Sartori now 3-1.
Fisher is the winner. He's 5-1.
And
Sartori the loss, 3-1.
was save number 1.
And Harvey his first save of the season. So that does it for us here in game number 1. Game number 2 coming your way shortly here on the Cougar Sports Network.